Hey Pokemon champions, what's going on? It's Champion DarkBlaze here, and today it is time for a story. A story of a man who traveled the world in search of strength to prove himself worthy, in order to prove that he could be the best like no one ever was, to prove that he was not to be underestimated. A man in search of just the truth, and a man in search of his place in the world. What am I talking about? What story do I have to offer you guys today? Well, it is time to offer you the story of my evil team and its humble beginnings. The story of how my team came into creation in the world of Pokemon, in the world of the Sinnoh Region. I offer you the story of just how I went into insanity and became a madman bent on destruction of the Sinnoh Region. How I became a man consumed by power, consumed by strength, consumed by the ideal that I needed to be the best in order to prove I was worthy, and in order to prove I was a somebody. If you are ready to hear this story of turmoil, of insanity, this story of epicness and courage, if you are ready to hear an epic tale of titanic proportions, then I suggest you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can join the champion squad and not miss any moment of this story. I suggest you hit the like button to continue this series, and share this with a friend so they can see the amazing story that is about to unfold before your eyes. Now, if you're ready to hear the story, then gather round and let us recount the tale of how Team Blaze came to be.
Alright, I choose you!
My journey as a Pokemon trainer begins in the Sinnoh Region. In my hometown of Twin Leaf, I wake up early in the morning and I head over to Sandgem Town to visit Professor Rowan in his Pokemon research lab. There, I receive my first Pokemon that would become my greatest friend and greatest ally on my journeys across the Pokemon world. And that Pokemon is a Turtwig. I received Turtwig as my very first Pokemon, and I am ecstatic about this. This is amazing. It's my first Pokemon. This Pokemon will help me conquer all obstacles in my path. After receiving my first Pokemon, I decide to take up the Pokemon Gym Challenge in the Sinnoh Region. I begin catching a ton of Pokemon, and my team that I bring to the Sinnoh League is Turtwig, Staraptor, Luxray, Floatzel, Dusknoir, and Gabite. I catch these 6 Pokemon and bring them to the Sinnoh League after defeating such challenging trainers such as Candace, Volkner, Gardenia, Rourke. I take them all down by traversing Mount Coronet, crossing the plains of Sinnoh, getting to the vast, snowy plains of Snow Point City. But after getting to the Sinnoh League at the Lily of the Valley Islands, I only make it to the top 4. But that is pretty decent, pretty good for my first time in a Pokemon League. I even surpassed my childhood friend who only made it to the top 8. However, I do lose to a boy with an incredibly strong Pikachu that knew Iron Tail and Volt Tackle. And he also had an incredibly powerful Infernape as well. But I stayed to the end of the Sinnoh League to see what calamity and what amazingness unfolds at the finals. I see the same boy lose to a man named Tobias, who is in possession of an incredibly powerful and terrifyingly strong Darkrai and Latios. Astonished by the fact that he has legendary Pokemon at his disposal, I see him win the Sinnoh League. It's not known what other 4 Pokemon could have been in his party, but he is now the new champion. After the time in my Sinnoh League closes and I head back to Professor Rowan's research lab, I read in the newspaper that the same boy with that Pikachu and Infernape also took down Team Galactic with his friends as well. Him and his friends must have had such power to disband such a criminal organization. So, inspired by his power, I leave all the Pokemon that I caught in Sinnoh, which on top of my team of 6 also included Munchlax, Gliscor, a Chimchar I rescued from a not-so-kind trainer, and a Magmar and Electabuzz. I leave those Pokemon in his lab, and I head to that trainer's home region, Kanto. I sail the seas and head to Kanto, and now it's time to defeat the gym leaders there as well. I get a new team of 6, which is Turtwig, the only Pokemon I brought from Sinnoh, Charizard because I went to Pallet Town, that trainer's hometown. There I met Professor Oak, and he said, wow, you've come all this way. You've come all this way from Sinnoh just to take up the challenge of Kanto. With that determination and fire in your eyes, it's only fitting that I give you the fiery starter of the Kanto region. So I am bestowed a Charmander, which evolves into a magnificent Charizard. But my team isn't complete until I catch a Pidgey, evolve that into a Pidgeot, I get a Pichu, evolve that into a Raichu, and the other 2 members are Lapras and Onix. I bring these Pokemon to the Indigo League. I've beaten all the gym leaders such as Brock, Misty, the powerful Lieutenant Surge. They all fall before my team of 6. However, getting to the Indigo League, I come up short, as I only make it to the top 8, doing a bit worse than when I did in the Sinnoh League. But this doesn't discourage me because I look atop the flame that was lit at the beginning of the Indigo League. I look at that flame, and it inspires me. I even look to the west, and upon looking to the west from the Indigo League, I see a brand new region full of grand adventure that's just waiting to be explored. I head over there, and I'm told I've set foot in the Johto region. So I leave all my Kanto Pokemon. Again, I transfer them to Professor Rowan's research lab in Sandgem Town. Atop of catching the Pokemon that I used in the Indigo League, I also managed to catch a Butterfree. The Munchlax I caught in Sinnoh evolves into a mighty Snorlax. I also catch Nidoking, a Golbat, Tentacruel, Kingler, Eevee, a Bulbasaur, and a Squirtle. These Pokemon are found in the wild in some of the most random locations: Seafoam Islands, the Power Plant, Cerulean City, off the coast of Vermilion City. I'm catching these Pokemon, even in Viridian Forest. But they are all left in the research lab at Sandgem Town, and I traverse the great plains of the Johto region, heading to the Lake of Rage and laying my eyes upon the mighty red Gyarados, sailing through the Whirl Islands, even catching a glimpse of the mighty dive Pokemon Lugia. I head to Cyanwood City, defeat Chuck and get the Storm Badge, and I catch a grand new Pokemon. My Johto team, of course, is always Turtwig, and then I catch Umbreon, Espeon, I get a Noctowl, evolve my Onix into a Steelix, and I get Tyranitar and Ampharos. However, the Eevee I caught back in Kanto evolves into a Flareon as well. With 3 evolutions at my disposal, I now head to the Mount Silver, traverse the rocky terrain there, and it's time to head to the Silver Conference. There I only get in the top 8 as well, but I don't feel that discouraged because before heading to the Silver Conference, Claire bestows upon me the Rising Badge after defeating her and her Dragon-type Pokemon. After that, I head to the Dragon's Den for a bit of more training with my Pokemon. There I meet a girl named Iris, who is a prodigy of Claire. She's training with an Axew. I've never seen this Pokemon a day in my life. I ask her, where does this Pokemon come from? Where are you from? She tells me that her and her Pokemon hail from the village of dragons in the Unova region. The Unova region? I've never heard of this place. Where on earth is it? Well, it's far away from any of the previous regions I've been to. So, she tells me of the grand adventures she's also had with this boy with the Pikachu. And I ask her, how do you know this boy with the Pikachu? She tells me of her tale, and I'm astonished. I can't believe she knows the same person with the Pikachu. So I, after hearing her tale, head to Mount Silver. I have the Silver Conference, and I finish in the top 8, but I'm not discouraged in any way. I'm rather very excited because upon not winning at the Johto League, I can now begin a new adventure, a new tale of awesomeness, see new Pokemon, and head to a brand new region. I'm very excited to begin this, so I sail to New Vema Town in the Unova region. But before doing so, again, my Johto Pokemon go to Professor Rowan's research lab. And atop the 6 Pokemon I brought to the Johto League, I also left with Professor Rowan my Steelix, which evolved from Onix. I brought a Donphan, Crobat, which evolved from my Golbat, as well as a Sneasel. So those new Pokemon now sit in the research lab, who also won me many battles atop my journey in the Johto region. So now I'm in the Unova region. New Pokemon, new adventure awaits. It's a region I've never been to. What awaits me? What am I going to see? What obstacles do I need to overcome? Well, I meet Professor Juniper in New Vema Town, and she bestows upon me a starter Pokemon. This is Oshawott. I get an Oshawott, and my team in Unova now becomes Turtwig, Dewa, Unpheasant, Zebstrika, Darmanitan, and Bouffalant. I get these Pokemon and I bring them to the Virtuous Conference in Virtuous City. I now am able to enter the Unova League after taking the gym challenge there. I beat trainers such as Alisa, Clay, Bryson. I take down Drayden and his army of dragons. I take all those trainers down, traverse Dragon Spiral Tower, Mistralton Tower, Charged Stone Cave, traverse the mighty plains of the Unova region, and I manage to even stop some Team Plasma grunts along the way. But I head to the Virtuous Conference and finally, after traveling through 3 regions, catching many Pokemon, defeating many a trainer, I manage to become the runner-up in the Virtuous Conference. However, I don't win yet, for I am just the runner-up. I'm just the runner-up, and I lose to a man by the name of Virgil. He has a team comprised of all the evolutions known in the Pokemon world. He defeats me with those Pokemon, and my Unova team is defeated. I can't believe it. I'm a little, now, discouraged. I can't believe after all my hard work, even catching brand new Pokemon outside of my team of 6, which were amazing Pokemon that I caught. I'm astonished. I even caught 2 new Pokemon outside my team, Snivy and Braviary, and I thought that with these new Pokemon I would win. But alas, I lose. So that night that the Unova League comes to a close, the flame dies out. I head to the same arena in which I lost, and I go to that arena, and that night the champion, Alder, he comes to me, and comes to me with Virgil as well, who watches from the bleachers, the seats in the stadium. Alder comes to me, and he says, "Son, don't be discouraged. You fought well in the Unova League, but not everyone can win all the time. You should take this loss and remember that as long as you have Pokemon by your side, the limits to what you can do are actually limitless. Remember that you can go far and wide, travel across all the lands if you have Pokemon by your side, and you can accomplish great things." Inspired by these uplifting words from Alder, I travel to a new region, and the region suggested by Alder is that he recommends if I really want to test my strength as a trainer, if I want to become stronger, I need to travel to the faraway Hoenn region. I travel to Hoenn, leave my Unova Pokemon with Professor Rowan, and begin anew with this new feeling of this new feeling of amazingness I feel. This new feeling that I can accomplish anything. So I now construct a team in Hoenn that I know will defeat anything. And this brand new team of 6 is Turtwig, Sceptile, Swellow, Claydol, Torkoal, and Walrein. These 6 Pokemon allow me to drive through the entire Hoenn region and defeat any trainer that comes across my path. I defeat Watson, Winona, Norman. I defeat Juan. I defeat all of these trainers, traverse Mount Chimney, travel through Meteor Falls, go through Moss Deep City, battle some Team Aqua Grunts, some Team Magma Grunts along the way, and I end up at Evergrande City. It is time for the Hoenn League to begin, and I also catch new Pokemon just for the occasion. The new Pokemon along with me for the Hoenn League include Salamence, Aggron, Absol, Shiftry, Flygon, and Combuskin. I meet Professor Birch as well. He is the one who bestowed upon me Trico and Torchic as well. But all these new Pokemon, as strong as they are, I only finish in the top 4. And having lost in the Hoenn League, another league lost, I don't know what to do. And I'm about to just head back to Sinnoh, but on my way to head back to Sinnoh, a man comes and greets. His name is Scott, and I don't know Scott, and I wonder what he wants. So he comes over to me and he brings me a brand new challenge, a brand new way to test the strength of me and my Pokemon. It's called the Battle Frontier. The Battle Frontier, I'm like, whoa, what is this? I've never heard of such a challenge. And he tells me I will have to defeat 7 Battle Frontier brains in different facilities across the Kanto region in order to become the well, the winner of the battle frontier. I have to collect symbols by defeating these frontier brains. So, it's time to head back to Kanto. I head back to Kanto, and I traverse all of the new routes that I somehow missed along the way. I see new areas of Kanto that I hadn't quite seen before. I see Kanto in a new way as a place I've already been to, a place that brought me so many memories. And with the Pokemon I've caught in Sinnoh, Hoenn, Johto, and Kanto, I conquer the battle frontier, beating frontier brains like Nolan and his Articuno, Brandon and his Reggie trio. I knock them all down and manage to finally conquer something. I actually win the battle frontier, and I'm even offered a chance to be a frontier brain. I say, not at the moment, as I do want to continue my travels in the Pokemon world. But after all that hard work in the battle frontier, it's time for me and my Pokemon to have a break. So I send my Hoenn Pokemon to Professor Rowan once again, and I head to a very tropical place just kind of to the southeast of Kanto. It's known as the Orange Islands. I head there, and it's time for some downtime, some R&R, and it's time for just, doing whatever comes to my mind, not worrying about trainers or battling. But then, come to find out, the Orange Islands has a league. It's amazing! So I take on the Orange League. I defeat the Orange League, and I actually win there too. I get the 4 badges of the Orange Islands and defeat Drake and his Dragonite. I defeat him, and it's time to continue my journey. And what I end up doing is, after winning the Orange League, I feel a big sense of accomplishment. I feel as though I can do anything. I'm on top of the world. I head back to Sinnoh, and me and Turtwig are just feeling really good. We tell our childhood friend what we've done, and for some reason he's a little skeptical that I've actually gotten that far in my travels. He doesn't quite believe me, so we have a battle, and I end up losing. I don't know how. I can't believe it. I'm dumbfounded as to how I just lost to my rival. I don't understand. But I head home, and I turn on the news, and to my wonderful surprise, I see the same boy from the Sinnoh League in Lily of the Valley Islands. I see him and his Pikachu. They're in a far-off region I've never heard of. It's called the Kalos region. He's on top of a structure known as Prism Tower in Lumiose City. He's defending a Garchomp, trying to rescue it, and I see him jump down from Prism Tower to rescue his Pikachu. And inspired by his courageous efforts, his strength, his power, and knowing he's there, I instantly head off to the Kalos region. It's time to begin again. It's time to start from scratch. It's time to rethink everything I've learned as a Pokemon trainer. And when I get to Kalos, I get a brand new team. This team is going to win. This team is going to get me to the finals. This team is going to make me the greatest Pokemon trainer ever. What is this team, you ask? This team, of course, always involves Turtwig. This team is Talonflame, Greninja, Pyroar, Tyrantrum, and a Sylveon. This team is what I bring through the Kalos region, defeating trainers like Grunt, Wolfric, Karina, Clement. I beat all these trainers, traversed through Lumiose City, through Salage City, through the beaches and the coastal areas of Kalos, through the mountainous and rugged terrain, through the desert, through the badlands of Kalos. I catch many new Pokemon there as well, which include a Chestnut, Dedenne, a Go-Go, Avalugg, and a Hawlucha. With these Pokemon by my side, I can't lose. There's no way I can lose. But I get to the Kalos League, held in Lumiose City. I get there, and I do incredibly well. I managed to defeat these Pokemon. I even harness the power of Mega Evolution. I bring back old Pokemon like Charizard, Steelix, and Ampharos, and they help me conquer the Kalos League. I make it to the finals, and there was no other fitting rival to bring to the Kalos finals than that same boy with the Pikachu. It's time to enter the final round of the Kalos League. I've got my team of 6, the same team that I brought through the Kalos region. The same team that started this journey is going to end this journey. And it's time for me and that boy to battle it out. Our teams clash, and we send out our final Pokemon. To my surprise, he also owns a Greninja, so I send out Turtwig. It's time to battle, but unfortunately, his Greninja overpowers my Turtwig, And after trying so hard, after just trying and believing, all that determination, I don't win the Kalos League. I'm only the runner-up, and after that, the Kalos League is interrupted. That boy with the Pikachu is about to be crowned Kalos champion, and when he is, it happens. Vines and just destruction begin to appear in Lumio City. It's time to take down Team Flare with this guy. It's time to help him and his friends, and all the gym leaders of Kalos come together and we take down Team Flare. It's truly an honor to fight by his side, to fight by him and his Pikachu and Greninja. It's truly an honor, and those memories shall never die. But after all those events occur, and after all the dust has settled, it's time for me and him to go our separate ways. Before I head home back to Sinnoh, he gives me some inspiring words. He tells me that I fought well in the Kalos League, that I shouldn't feel discouraged, and that as long as I have my Pokemon by my side, there's nothing I can't do. And this makes me immediately think of the words given to me by Alder. He tells me to never give up. That boy tells me I can go far if I just believe, keep trying, and I never give up. If I see things through to the end, I know I can succeed. So he tells me that there is a region he thought about going to for some time now, but he's not gonna go there just yet. He tells me of a region known as Alola, and if he's not gonna go there, then I might as well and go there for him. I travel to the Alola region, leave my Kalos Pokemon with Professor Rowan, and start anew. With this fresh new sense of accomplishment, with this fresh new sense of I can do anything, it's time to take on the Island Challenge of Alola and earn some Z Crystals and take down Totem Pokemon left and right. What is my new team in Alola? It's Turtwig, Lycanroc, Decidueye, Incineroar, Toucanon, and Vikavolt. These 6 Pokemon help me across the 4 islands of Alola, and it really reminds me of my time in the Orange Islands. It's very reminiscent of that time challenging the leaders in the Orange League. It was very awesome. And I also catch other Pokemon, including Turtonator, Jellicipod, and Beware in the Alola Islands as well. It's a great atmosphere. It's a really just tropical environment that I come to love. I love traversing Vast Pony Canyon, going through Wella Volcano, going through Lush Jungle, seeing all the new Pokemon. I see many new Pokemon like Comfey, even legendaries like Tapu Koko and Tapu Bulu. I see Pokemon such as Gumshoos and Grubbin, Charjabug, Pokemon such as Kamo-O. This is such a sight to see. But I even get to the Alola League, and I manage to win! I become the Alola region's first champion, and after defending my title 3 consecutive times, a 4th challenger comes to try and take my title as Alola region champion. It is a boy who has a Mega Ring, so I know right then and there he has Mega Evolution. I challenge this person, accept his challenge, and with relative average difficulty, knock out 5 of his Pokemon, losing 2 of mine in the process, and I have the strongest team I've ever had on a journey. But he sends out his final Pokemon, a Charizard. This Charizard Mega evolves into Charizard X, becoming a Fire Dragon, and unfortunately he sweeps the rest of my team. He sweeps my last 4 Pokemon using Flamethrower, Dragon Claw, Thunder Punch, and Blast Burn. And it's too much for my Pokemon to handle. I've heard rumors about this strong trainer traveling through Kalos. Rumor has it he was meant to partake in the Kalos League, but couldn't due to other affairs he had to, due to an urgent quest he had to take part in the Hoenn Region. And he defeats me. I don't know what to do. I can't believe after all this success I've had, I'm still losing. I don't know how this comes to be, but on top of it all, that battle was the greatest battle I've ever had. That battle reminded me of such painstaking hours of training that I had to do to get this far. It reminds me of the battle of that boy with the Pikachu back in the Kalos region. All of that led to this moment, and even though I lost, it was a good battle. I head back to Sinnoh with my head held high, knowing that I've accomplished so much, and I've been able to prove all those people wrong that doubted me as a child, who said I would never make it, who were selfish and did not want to help me better myself and my Pokemon, those who doubted my skills and abilities, those who said I would never amount to anything. and keeping that defeat in the back of my mind, keeping all that I've done in the back of my mind, I see my childhood rival, and he comes to me and says, "Did you really become the champion of Alola? I bet you made up all that stuff you said about winning the Orange League and winning the Battle Frontier. I bet it's all a fluke. A trainer like you can't win those leagues. No wonder you lost every other league you went to." And with those words, that's the last straw. He turns around, begins to walk away, and I say, "Hey, I've had enough of you." I go to Rowan's lab and get my 6 Pokemon that I traveled Sinnoh with for the first time, and evolve my Gabite into a Garchomp mid-battle against my childhood rival, who is a rival and a friend at the same time, but man oh man, that guy burns me! So, we battle 6 on 6 after so many years, and I lose. Gabite evolves into Garchomp, Turtwig is still amazing. I can even Mega Evolve my Staraptor. Staraptor gains a new Mega Evolution after all this time, and I lose to him. The thing that really gets to me is he says, "Once a loser, always a loser." And he walks away with his Pokemon, and I fall to my knees in defeat, and I don't know what to do. But from that moment on, I vow that I will eradicate this world of people like my rival. I will eradicate the human race of its selfish ways and of its evil demeanor. I will make sure that all the negativity disappears from this cruel and unforgiving world. I may have accomplished so much, but it's people like my rival that make this world the way it is, and I vow that the world will never be this way again. And it is from that moment on that I go back through all the regions I've traveled, and I go through every nook and cranny of the Sinnoh region and gather followers. I gather people that will help me and share my vision for the future, and I construct Team Blaze. I construct Team Blaze from the ashes of Team Galactic and Team Flare. People who share my ideals and my same ambition. People I know who can help me achieve my goal of eradicating this world of its foul ways. And with that, that is my journey through the Pokemon world. That is how I came to become a madman. That is how I went from a person who was so full of life, so full of adventure for the Pokemon world, and the people I've seen along the way, seeing teams like Galactic, Plasma, Flare. The world has been poisoned. I see now that the world is about to fall into despair, and I must fix it. It is my duty to eradicate the world of the plague that has befallen it, and I vow I will not fail. And that, Pokemon Champions, is my story as to how Team Blaze gets started. That is my backstory as to how I managed to become the way I am and how my journey went. If you enjoyed this story, please make sure to leave a like on this video. Make sure you answer the comment question at the top of the description. Also, Pokemon Champions, if you wish to become a Team Blaze Grunt yourself and join me on my team, then if you head down to the top of the description down below, there will be a link to a form I've made in Google where you can actually fill out some questions, fill out some multiple choice stuff, put maybe a bit of your personality in there as well, and you can actually sign up and become a Team Blaze Grunt today. So if you want to join me on Team Blaze and that's something you're interested in, then make sure you head down to the top of the description down below, fill out the form, and join me on Team Blaze. And if you are excited and you want to see more of the story as to what happens after I construct Team Blaze, then make sure you're subscribed to the Champion Squad, make sure you have that bell icon turned on, and the story will continue very shortly. But until then, Pokemon Champions, like I did, make sure you train hard, and until then, I'm going to catch you guys later.